The manor house, Blackfield, wasn't sold. It was inherited, like a curse. It came to me, Evan Shaw, a cynical photographer, after the last of my mother's reclusive cousins died. The deed arrived with a key and a single line of spidery handwriting on a card. It requires a witness. Blackfield stood on a lonely moor, a Gothic silhouette against brooding skies. Its most famous feature, and the reason it had languished on the market for decades, was the grand mirror in the main hall. It wasn't a normal mirror. It was a vast, flawless sheet of obsidian glass, 7 feet tall and framed in tarnished silver. It didn't reflect the room behind you. It reflected a different room. Standing before it, you didn't see the dusty hall and your own face. You saw a pristine, opulent Victorian drawing room, lit by unseen firelight. An empty wingback chair sat by a perpetually crackling hearth. The reflection was perfect in every detail, but utterly still. No dust motes danced in its sunbeams, no flames truly flickered. It was a photograph, a captured moment. The estate agent, a nervous man, mumbled the warnings. Don't touch the glass, don't try to clean it, and for God's sake, don't interact. Interact? I'd asked, raising my camera. Some previous occupants, he said, avoiding my lens, claimed the reflection changes, that something enters the room in the glass. I moved in with my equipment, drawn by the strange light of the moors and the perfect, eerie silence. The first week was peaceful. I used the mirror as a morbid backdrop for some still life shots. It was just a curiosity. Then, on the 7th night, I saw it. I was developing photos in my makeshift darkroom, a butler's pantry, when a deep, resonant chime echoed through the house. A clock striking 1, but Blackfield had no clocks. I walked into the hall, a red darkroom safe light casting bloody gloom. In the obsidian mirror, the reflected drawing room was no longer empty. A man sat in the wingback chair. He was turned away, facing the painted fire, a shock of white hair visible over the chair back. He was utterly motionless, part of the frozen scene. My breath caught. I raised my camera, focused, and took a picture. The flash exploded in the dark hall. In the after image burned on my retina, I saw that the man in the chair had turned his head. He was now looking over his shoulder, out of the mirror, directly at me. A pale, desiccated face, eyes like holes into a deeper dark. I stumbled back, my heart a frantic drum. When my vision cleared, the chair was empty again. The room is still. I developed the photo. It showed only the empty chair. But when I held the negative up to the light, there he was, a faint, ghostly impression looking back, trapped in the silver nitrate. That was the beginning. The guest, as I came to think of him, began appearing more frequently, never moving within the reflection, but his position would change. One night he'd be by the mantel, another standing at the reflected window, looking out at a landscape I couldn't see, always watching the spot where I would stand in the real world. I became obsessed. I set up tripods, motion-activated cameras, sound equipment. I learned the rules. The guest only appeared between midnight and 3 a.m. He never appeared if I was directly facing the mirror, only if I looked away and back, or saw him in my periphery. He was a creature of observation, a paradox, a ghost that needed to be witnessed, but only indirectly. My photos grew more disturbing. Infrared film showed him as a cold void. Audio recordings, when amplified, picked up a faint, dry sound from the mirror's direction. Not a voice, but the rasp of old fabric shifting, the creak of a leather chair under weight that shouldn't exist. I learned the house's history. A Victorian magnate, Alistair Vane, obsessed with optics and the afterlife, had the mirror specially commissioned. He believed it could be a window, a trap for a specific kind of energy. He died in the house, vanished from his bed. They found him nowhere. The rumor was he'd succeeded too well. He hadn't trapped a ghost in the mirror. He trapped himself. One frozen midnight, emboldened by fear and brandy, I broke the primary rule. I approached the mirror. I raised a trembling hand. The jest was there, closer than ever, standing just on the other side of the glass, his hollow eyes locked on mine. "What do you want?" I whispered, my breath fogging the cold obsidian. His lips didn't move, but a thought, cold and dry as grave dust, slithered into my mind. A trade. The understanding was instant, horrifying. The mirror wasn't a window, it was a lock, and every lock needs a key on the inside. Alistair Vane had used his own soul as the original key. But a soul decays, weakens. It needed a replacement to keep the lock shut, to keep whatever was behind him in that perfect firelit room from getting out. He didn't want to haunt me. He wanted me to take his place. I tried to flee, but the house changed. The hallway stretched, the front door receding into impossible distance. The only solid, real thing was the mirror, pulling at me with a gravitational hunger. The guest began to raise his own hand, pressing it slowly against his side of the glass. My cameras, my witness equipment, were my only anchors to reality. In a frenzy, I turned every lens on the mirror. I triggered every flash. I played back every recorded rasp and creak through giant speakers, creating a cacophony of evidence. The guest flinched. The perfect, still reflection of the room shimmered like a pond disturbed by a stone. He was a creature of silent, patient observation. This assault of forced witnessing, this violent photography of his prison was anathema. With a soundless scream of rage that existed only in my skull, his image fractured, the obsidian surface clouded, then cleared. The reflected room was empty, truly empty. The fire was out. The room was dim, decaying, covered in dust. I collapsed. When I woke at dawn, the hallway was normal. The front door was 10 feet away. The mirror was just a dark, reflective surface, showing my own haggard face and the dusty hall behind me. I packed my things that morning. I left Blackfield, its key, and the deed in the empty hall. I published the photos in a book called The Guest. They were hailed as brilliant digital manipulations, masterworks of horror photography. I never corrected them, but sometimes, in the dead of night, I catch my reflection in a dark window, and for a fraction of a second, behind my own image, I see the faint, comforting glow of firelight and the outline of an empty wingback chair. He's still there, keeping his watch, and he knows I'm still here, witnessing. The lock holds. For now.